Hey everyone.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so the last few days we've been kind of starting with this, and we actually established a bit of a boundary around the show because we wanted to just first start off by acknowledging, what we're still going through in the U.S. We're still going through, and this has been always a constant problem, but I think it's really been brought to light over the last few week and a half since George Floyd, is what happened to George Floyd, which happens to so many people in the US, is wrong, right? Racism of any kind is wrong. Bias of any kind is wrong. We are humans. We need to be respected as such. And we really seek a level where everyone is being respected, everyone's being loved, and we're recognizing people for who they are as individuals and as souls. And that said, our calling for Sandy and I is relationship. That's our gift. That's what we're called to serve. And so our show will continue to focus, what we're doing here will really be to continue to focus what we know, what we love, what our heart is called to serve, in the hopes that it will really be able to impact you directly in your relationships of any sort with
Yep.
anybody and help you out in that
Yeah,
aspect.
absolutely. Just want to stress not just with your intimate partner, but in general. And one thing that came up with us, hi Emily, came up with us last night when we were having dinner with some friends is, how do we say enough is enough? How do we set boundaries when a conversation is uncomfortable? When do we speak up and say this is making me uncomfortable and what I would need more of? I mean, it's a lot of people just will mute themselves, and I know for me, even though if you know me, I'm pretty outspoken. I know for me, when a topic is uncomfortable, I will generally retreat, still retreat. And so we're actually inviting all of you to step in, and no matter what the movement is, if someone's saying something that's uncomfortable, are you willing to step up and step in? And so we were just going to talk a little bit about that. And I chose to take last week off in regards to just this particular part of my job, so I could reflect on what's best for me. And one of the things I love about Brendan Bouchard, we're actually in his mastermind, and he's our coach. He spoke very candidly that if you want to know his personal opinion, go to his personal page. But he actually acknowledged that we had paid him to help us build our business and to help spread our message. So there's a lot of peer pressure, I think, to share about what's going on in the world and people to use their platforms. As you guys know, I coach women, and I have several groups now of very influential women who are influencers in the social media space, and they're actually, it's ironic, but some of them are actually getting bullied to use their platform to speak on something that they don't really know about, but yet they want to. So they're not ignorant to what's going on in the world. They're just actually choosing to stay with their message and stay on point. So I think we need to be careful. Hi, Len. We want to be careful on how we're showing up. And again, how we do anything is how we do everything.
Yeah.
So we're very sensitive to that, and we are here to learn. And so we're always welcome to feedback, and always love when you guys are reaching out to us. And we really want this to become even more interactive versus us just teaching all the time. If you guys can bring in some questions that you would love us to maybe bring you on, and let's go there.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun. I know that makes my heart pitter patter because I love it's like on the spot coaching, on the spot training. I think that would be great. Hi, Becky.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to put out there right now that if you are interested in a individual session with us, now granted it's going to be live on the air like this, but DM us and we'll set that up and we'll schedule it during one of these lives so we can actually work with you individually. And do some coaching and do some exploring, and even if even if it's holding space and then providing some loving coaching off of that. Do that. DM us. We've got a few slots for that, and we'll be integrating that in.
Yeah, it was really. Do you mind if I say one thing?
One more thing.
It was really rewarding this weekend. I know John in particular had several men reach out, and really, I honor these men so much because they reached out to John and wanting to be served and actually wanting to, help their relationships that they're in. There's nothing like a man who is willing to open up and say, I don't know what to do, and I would like help, and I really want to elevate my relationship. So I just want to honor everyone, but especially when you hear that men step out of that stereotype of not wanting to ask for directions or instructions. That really warms my heart. to hear that. So yeah. So anyway, thank you for letting us just share that, and thank you all for missing us and missing me. I appreciate it. I was like, where are you, Sandy? Is this the John show or what's going on? So I'm here. I'm back. I'm here. So yeah.
All right. So to summarize, because we did a long opening credits on this one. This is Live Intentionally with John and Sandy, and so our topic today is really a topic around, are you playing fully in your relationship? Are you all in with what you're doing? And sometimes we get where we are kind of waiting for the partner to do something. We're waiting for a partner. We're waiting for the other person. We're kind of tentative. I'm not so sure about this. I'm gonna do what I feel comfortable with, but I'm not going to be all in on this. And so, this came up. Can I share the story about?
Oh yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So Sandy and I, as we've been going through our own growth of, how do we work together? What does this look like on a daily basis? And we're seeing each other nearly 24/7, being
25/7. I didn't even know that was possible.
I've given the bonus out. And so we had we actually had. Between we picked up and we started doing some work through the Tony Robbins series again, just to kind of refresh our memory and learn some new things and stay fresh. But we've also talking to some clients that it jogged our memory, and we turned to each other and we said, you know what, let's do a 90-day all in, where we are just going to talk to, find out what our top needs are and meet those needs fully. For the next 90 days.
And this actually, I'll never forget, in my work with Tony Robbins, I mean, he talks about that, anyone that's thinking about leaving their relationship, even with your job, whatever it is, before you make that big leap, can you honestly say that you've done everything? And most of the time we haven't, because most of the time we're doing everything based on our own needs. Hi, Carol. On our own needs and not what the other person would want. And so John and I decided to basically roll up our sleeves and do this all over again, because as we're helping a lot of couples right now navigate through their relationships, we're like, so let's just go ahead and do this again. We did this when we were dating, and so we jumped in. So we actually had an appointment with each other on Saturday, and we had given ourselves a couple days to come up with, like, what is it that would really make the other person feel very loved. And most of you know about the love languages, the 5 love languages. But that's not enough just to say, oh, Sandy likes words of affirmation, and you like physical touch. Something I learned from Kendra Kunov, who is one of my teachers, is when you're giving feedback, make sure that you give somebody something they can chew on.
By the way, some instant feedback. I love that. This right here. Yes. I love this. yeah, exactly.
Hey, Tom. Oh, my goodness. This is so fun. So that's really important. So when John and I, sat down, and we'll probably continue this theme throughout the week, but when John and I sat down, we literally just went through things that would make us feel more loved. And I'll let you go from there.
Yeah, we actually, and it was so beautiful, because we started with just literally a sheet of paper and put a line down the center, and on one side was what I need, and on the other side was what Sandy needed. And they both said, John, what I need, and Sandy, what I need. And we actually started by sharing what we thought the other needed. And it was beautiful insight to kind of get, just kind of get this insight of what did we think the other person needed in our relationship. And it's amazing how we often know, and look, I'm calling my own foul, there were things on there that I know Sandy needs in a relationship, that when I was stating them was realizing, hey, I haven't been all in on this. I haven't been doing this as well as I can, and I haven't been all in on this. So it was really beautiful starting it that way. And then then each of us opened up and shared what we needed and gave some feedback on the other person.
Because a lot of times we're on autopilot. So a lot of people have asked us, why are the two of you, why are you able to actually coach people in relationships when you haven't had a successful relationship? And really what we are is we're a combination of everything that we're learning. So we're hoping that any of you watching right now, if you're like on the fence of leaving, or maybe your relationship isn't what you want it to be, learn from our mistakes. And then here we are. But really, again, when John had a tendency, quite frankly, of not giving me something I could chew on. And so it's like, I need good feedback that what I love about this is, and what I would need more of is, that phrase in itself, allows me to hear what he loves about me, number one, and then number two is that what he would need more of. Because if we just go in, I love Becky. Becky, I love you and Larry. Seriously, thank you. Is it gives, I mean, it allows me to know that he does appreciate something about me, and that if I can, what I can do to honor him even more. And that framework is so big on giving feedback. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're giving feedback to your kids or to your employees. So yeah, so I just know what John said to me. I really, love it when you touch me. I love it when you give me affection. And I'm sitting there going, okay, what would that look like if I was giving you affection?
By the way, Ben, this is something that we could run into a lot, right? Because our vocabulary, our focus, this is something we have to train ourselves to do, right? That women typically are far better at us than this.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, and we come from the place of, which we're going to be talking more about and get juicier and this time frame together, because I don't want to go topical. One of the things we've been taught is how do you go deeper, like in stage 3 communication, where you use less words and you actually give more of your gifts. And some of my gifts are going to be, actually, the gift is giving the gift. So when John asked, when he said more affection, I asked, give me an example. And he goes, when you come up behind me when I'm at my desk and you wrap your arms around me. And I'm like, okay, that's something that I can do. Play full out. That's something I can do. One of the other things is that for our dog not to sleep with us anymore, because I'm giving more attention to the dog apparently than I am him. I can do that. Right? These are like real things.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you talk about what I said I needed.
Yeah, and Sandy shared.
Do you remember?
I do remember.
I'm just kidding.
I do remember. Sandy shared that what she's looking for me is more intensity, more focus on my purpose, and bringing that energy, the full energy of every bit of me, not just the, oh, hey, I love you and I'm sweet, but also the direct, on point. We have one of our teachers, David Data, shared a little bit of a man with a plan is a little bit of an asshole. And so she's looking for that man with a plan. She's looking for that friction that comes in addition to the love, but that we're on point, and this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to get there, and looking for that energy to be brought in as well. And she was very specific with sharing examples of where she's seen it and where she hasn't seen it, and it just made it so applicable.
Yeah. Well, so, and by the way, this is an example of, John, can you give a specific example so they actually know what we're talking about, right? Yes, sir. And by the way, and thank you for honoring me. And I'm totally okay for you to share like what we're talking about here. Yeah.
So we're involved in another group. We have a small group called a pod that we're in that is kind of another integrity program where we're learning an energetic experience and learning how to bring that to you all to serve you as well. And in this, Sandy was just really opening her heart and sharing her heart with the pain that she had when I wasn't on purpose, when I wasn't bringing my energy, when I was in a neutral state. And in this call, and it got to a point that just something clicked inside of me, and I came on and I was, boom, I was there. And Sandy shared the discussion, like, that's what I want. That exact situation is what I can see the smile on your face now. That's exactly what I want. I want that man that is so on point that he is just focused and he knows what he's here for and he has the passion behind it. So it was a very specific example of this, here's an exact case of what I'm looking for.
And it came from his posture. It came from the energetic state that he came in. So whenever he asked, like, what would that look like? I'm like, the energy, the way that you were standing in that moment. Also, the languaging around, well, maybe I will, or let's go out Thursday night. More, it's like, I'm taking you out Thursday night, and it's like boom. And there's definitely, I feel directed, I feel led. I feel taken care of, I feel claimed. And so anyway, we have a list of things that we can do that we're going to be playing full out for 90 days. Not that we're thinking about leaving each other, but we just decided that, let's jump in alongside a couple of clients of ours that are doing this so we can really get back into what they're feeling.
Well, yeah, and something to keep in mind, your relationship is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, if you don't grow it, the best you'll get is staying status quo, and more than likely it'll just start to degrade off of time. So having these efforts, having these intense focuses where you're saying, we're really going to dedicate to our relationship, we're going to grow it, we're going to nurture it, can be as important as the daily doing things, and it's really that focus to see where have I slipped in the day. So yeah, this exercise, again, just take a sheet of paper. You're on one side, your partner, whoever you have the relationship with, is on the other side. What I need, share with each other what you think each other needs,
Yeah.
and then share and clarify with explicit examples.
Yeah, and I think we'll close with this. We like to keep it around 15 minutes, but another thing, the best thing to ask in the morning, roll over, or if you happen to get up super early, you can text this to your partner or call and say, love, how can I serve you today? How can I serve you today is so freaking beautiful.
We had such a sweet couple share this with us recently, and it was so beautiful because when they shared it, we could just feel it.
Yeah.
And that starting the day with, how can I serve you today? Yeah.
It's something about that, and just be open to whatever they invite you to do. Sometimes just by asking that question, when's the last time you actually asked your partner, how can I serve you? Will just open up their heart, and literally how you could be serving them is by simply asking that question.
Yeah.
So we'll close out with that, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. But please take our invitation, send us those questions. We would love to answer more of them. It's beautiful to know that people are paying attention and they're asking and are just giving feedback. So thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great Monday. Look forward to talking to you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.